Willow's heart pounded as she waited outside the ICU. The sterile hospital smells, the beeping monitors, and the hushed voices of doctors made every second feel heavier. Michael's collapse had thrown their lives into chaos, and she felt powerless. Her mind, however, was consumed by another secret, one she could no longer ignore. That morning, a test had confirmed it. She was pregnant. But the timing made no sense with Michael. A single confusing night with Drew weeks ago now threatened to unravel everything. She paced the hallway, hands trembling, trying to focus on Michael's well-being, but guilt clawed at her. How could she even think about revealing the truth while he was fighting for his life? Suddenly, Drew appeared. His eyes searched hers, sensing her inner turmoil. "Willow, what's wrong?" She swallowed hard. "I'm pregnant." Drew froze. The weight of the revelation hung between them. Neither spoke, but both understood the implications. Michael had no idea. Poor Charles had no idea. And now the secret had grown too big to ignore. Footsteps echoed. Carly's voice called Willow to Michael's side. Panic surged through her. She had confessed to Drew, the one person who shouldn't know, just as Michael needed her most. Inside the ICU, Michael smiled weakly as she held his hand. "I don't know what I'd do without you," he whispered. Willow forced a steady smile, swallowing back the truth that could destroy everything. Her secret, growing inside her, threatened to change their lives forever. And she knew it was only a matter of time before the truth came out. Willow spent the night by Michael's hospital bed, every beep of the monitor echoing like a countdown. She tried to focus on his recovery, but her mind kept drifting to the secret she carried. Every time Michael closed his eyes in pain, guilt stabbed at her. The next morning, nurses allowed a brief moment alone with Michael. He looked at her, weak but alert, and squeezed her hand. "I thought I might lose you," he whispered. Willow swallowed, forcing herself to smile. "You're going to be okay. You have to be." She wanted to believe it, but deep inside, fear gnawed at her. She knew the moment she told him, or if he found out, everything would shatter. Not just their marriage, but the fragile stability of their family. Later, Drew appeared again. He lingered in the hallway outside the ICU, hesitant, watching her. "You shouldn't be here," Willow said sharply, though her voice trembled. "I had to see you. I can't ignore this. You're carrying my child, Willow." Her heart stopped. Hearing him say it out loud made it terrifyingly real. She had hoped keeping it inside would delay the storm. "What do we do?" she whispered. Drew's jaw tightened. "We wait. For now, you focus on Michael. He can't know yet, but soon we have to decide." Willow nodded, though her chest felt like it might burst. How do you survive a moment like this, watching the man you married struggle for life while carrying another man's child inside you? As the day wore on, Michael grew stronger. He reached for her hand again, smiling faintly. "I don't know what I'd do without you." Willow squeezed back, forcing warmth into her voice. "You'll never have to find out." But deep down, she knew the truth had a way of coming out, and the storm brewing inside her was only just beginning. That evening, she retreated to the hospital chapel to think. Alone, she touched her stomach and whispered to the tiny life growing there. "I'm so sorry. I didn't plan this. I'll protect you, even if it means hiding the truth forever." But secrets, Willow realized, have a way of demanding attention, and someone, whether Michael, Drew, or fate itself, was going to force hers into the light sooner than she ever imagined. The following morning, Willow woke before the hospital staff, unable to sleep. Michael had dozed, looking peaceful for the first time since the collapse, but the calm terrified her. Every heartbeat felt like a countdown to the moment the truth might surface. She left the ICU quietly and wandered the hospital corridors, trying to breathe. That's when she ran into Joss. "Willow, are you okay?" Joss asked, noticing the pale shadow under her eyes. Willow forced a smile. "I'm fine, just tired." Joss hesitated, sensing Willow was hiding something, but before she could press further, the sound of a commotion echoed from the ICU. Nurses rushed past, talking in urgent whispers. Willow's stomach dropped. She ran back. Inside, Michael sat up, clutching his chest. "Something's wrong," he gasped. Nurses quickly surrounded him, checking monitors and vitals. Carly rushed in. "Willow," she called, "he needs you." Willow stepped forward, panic clawing at her. Her mind raced. "Not now, please, not now." Drew appeared in the hallway again, watching silently. Their eyes met for a brief, tense moment. No words were needed. He understood. Michael's breathing stabilized after a few tense minutes, but the near crisis left everyone shaken. Willow's hands shook as she held his. "You scared me," she whispered. "I'm okay," he said softly, though fear still lingered in his eyes. "Thanks to you." Willow smiled weakly, forcing herself to believe it. But when Michael looked at her, a flicker of doubt crossed his face. Something about her behavior, her exhaustion, he couldn't put his finger on it. Later that evening, Willow retreated to the chapel again, desperate for a moment of privacy. Drew was waiting. "You need to tell him eventually," Drew said quietly, his voice tight with frustration and worry. "You can't hide this forever." "I know," Willow whispered, tears brimming, "but if I tell him now, it could destroy everything. He's just getting better. He can't handle this." Drew took a step closer. "And what about your baby? They deserve to be acknowledged too." Willow placed a hand on her stomach, heart aching. "I'll protect them. I'll protect everyone. I just need time." The chapel door creaked open, and Willow froze. Carly's voice called out again. "Willow, are you here?" Willow's chest tightened. She straightened, wiped her tears, and forced herself to walk out, leaving Drew behind with his clenched fists in silent warning. That night, as she sat by Michael's bedside, watching him sleep, Willow realized something terrifying. The secret she carried was no longer just hers. It was a ticking bomb, and every moment she delayed, the explosion grew closer. And in Port Charles, secrets rarely stay buried. The next morning, Michael's recovery had improved, but Willow noticed his gaze lingering on her more than usual. Every time she flinched or avoided his eyes, he raised an eyebrow, curiosity mixed with concern. "Willow, you've been on edge," Michael said quietly as she handed him his breakfast tray. "Are you hiding something from me?" Her heart skipped a beat. She forced a calm smile. "No, I'm just tired. It's been a rough week." But Michael wasn't convinced. He reached for her hand, holding it gently. "Willow, you know you can tell me anything, right?" Her throat tightened. Every instinct screamed at her to run, to avoid, to stay silent. But in the quiet corner of the hospital room, her secret felt heavier than ever. Meanwhile, Drew paced outside the hospital. He had stayed overnight in the waiting area, watching Willow's every move. He knew the longer she waited, the higher the risk that Michael might notice something was off, and if he did, there was no turning back. By mid-afternoon, Willow excused herself from Michael's side under the pretense of getting fresh air. She found Drew near the hospital gardens, his expression dark. "You can't keep dodging him forever," Drew said low but urgent. "He's going to start asking the right questions, Willow, and when he does, hiding it will make it worse." "I know," she whispered, pressing her hand to her stomach. "I just can't do it yet, not while he's so fragile. I need more time." Drew's jaw tightened. "Time is exactly what we don't have, you know that." Willow's phone buzzed, a text from Michael. "Feeling better. Can you come back?" Her stomach twisted. Every step back to the ICU felt heavier, every breath tighter. She walked in to find Michael sitting up, smiling faintly, but with eyes that seemed sharper, more aware. "Hey," he said softly, "thanks for stepping out. I needed a little space, too." Willow nodded, but her mind was elsewhere. Every word she said, every glance she made had to be measured. One slip, one wrong move, and the secret would explode.
As he helped him adjust the pillows, Michael's hand brushed against hers and lingered. His expression softened, but something else flickered in his eyes. Suspicion. "Willow, something's different," he murmured. Her heart froze. She forced a calm smile. "It's just stress, Michael. You scared us all." But inside, Willow knew the storm was coming. Soon, Michael's intuition would collide with her secret, Drew's insistence, and the child growing inside her. And Port Charles would never be the same again. By evening, the hospital had grown quieter. Visitors had left, and only the steady hum of monitors and the soft shuffle of nurses filled the halls. Willow sat beside Michael's bed, her hand resting lightly on his, but her mind was elsewhere, on the secret that was no longer just hers to carry. Michael stirred, opening his eyes. He studied her for a moment longer than usual. "Willow, I feel like you're keeping something from me," he said softly, his voice almost a whisper. Willow froze. Every instinct screamed at her to stay calm. She forced a smile. "It's nothing, Michael, really. Just worry about you, that's all." But Michael shook his head. "No, it's more than that. I don't know how to explain it, but I can feel it." Her stomach twisted. He's noticing. He's really noticing. Before she could respond, Drew appeared in the doorway. Willow's heart stopped. He looked tense, eyes darting between her and Michael. "Willow, we need to talk," he said quietly. Michael's gaze sharpened. "Who's this?" "Just someone from outside," Willow said quickly, but her voice lacked conviction. Michael's eyes narrowed, suspicion growing. Drew stepped closer. "It's important, now." Willow grabbed his arm, whispering, "Not here, not now. He's fragile." But Michael had already sensed the tension, the secret behind her every word. He sat up slightly, his voice firm but calm. "Willow, whoever you're hiding, I need the truth now." The room went silent. Willow's mind raced. Every possible outcome collided in her head. If she told him now, it could destroy everything. But if she continued hiding, Michael's intuition and Drew's presence would eventually force the truth into the open. Her hands trembled as she pressed them to her stomach. I'm carrying a baby," Willow whispered, her voice barely audible. Michael's eyes widened. Relief, confusion, and something else, suspicion, flashed across his face. "A baby?" Willow admitted, tears threatening to spill. "Yes, but it's complicated, not what you think. I need time, please." Michael's grip on her hand tightened. "Willow, you can't just hide this from me. I deserve to know." Drew's face was tense, almost pleading. "Michael, she's scared. She needs a moment. Give her a chance." Michael looked between them, realization dawning slowly. Something in Willow's eyes, in Drew's presence, told him there was more to this than she was saying. And in that moment, Willow knew the delicate balance she had tried to maintain was collapsing. Port Charles had seen plenty of secrets, but this one would leave no life untouched.